Hello, welcome back to LIVENODING. In this episode, I'm sharing with you this simple, kind of like a robot creations using Spherechalk Node 3. So yeah, let's get started. So basically, we have multiple parts here. What's interesting is how they are all connected. I started simply by using this default box, and I still can control the size of the box. And this thing will flip, the head or the arms or the legs will flip depending on the size of the box. That might be beneficial, sometimes maybe not really, it depends. But the whole part is kind of like connected in some kind of system, or it can be like hierarchy, the way you think. So how did I do this? So basically each one of them is looking into this box face origin. So we know with the box we have 6 different sides, and we can get the 6 different matrix origin. So that's where we actually can place, you can imagine like some kind of hidden grid, and we can place anything on top of that. So this is why the whole thing works. So the first one, for example, this is for the arm. And for the arms, I think I have this some kind of offset, so I can control the offset of the arm. And I use symmetry to mirror the arms. And this is in the end, I just join everything into a single object over here. I can separate this guy, I can separate it, or I just merge them together. So this is one example of how to do it using nodes. So the second part, okay, this is the head. The head is also a box, but I can easily replace it with a cylinder or icosphere. So whichever you like. The point is really just you have this ability to place any kind of objects really close on the surface of the plane of the polygon face, and then if you actually reuse with remesh, this guy will be combined together into a single piece. I think that's it could be really useful and interesting. I got this idea actually from GridModeler. GridModeler is actually an add-on, another add-on. So basically, if you have a cube like that, go inside it and you go to edge mode, command B, you have that kind of slanted polygon face. You can select that face and then just turn on GridModeler, and it will supposedly will draw a grid on the face if you select the face. Currently I think I'm selecting edges, so let me undo that. Switch to face, escape, actually select polygon face, right click GridModeler, and here we can simply draw something on top, and you extrude. And this is still like 2 separate objects, but this gives me idea to make this kind of procedural setup. So here I have the leg parts, which is basically kind of like a grid for me to be able to place all this cylinder representing the legs of this creature robot. Could be anything. Could be like a rocket. And I have full control over the placement as long as it is on top of the polygon face. So in the end, I simply join them into a single object. So I think this is interesting. You can also have the legs looking like that. Just keep it simple for now. So plane, full control over the legs. You can have more legs. So what I did was simply listing the matrix. So if for the head, if we don't want box, okay, here I think over here I'm using matrix apply for the C's. I should have used matrix apply, the second one. So I'm using the box, and this, I should pipe this down there. Second. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I think I just made a mistake. Okay, it's now back to normal. But anyhow, you got the ideas here. It's basically just like GridModeler, selecting face and select GridModeler, and you can draw some kind of design. You can simply extrude it like that. This is what I'm basically doing using SphereChalk. So sometimes this is good, I think, for blocking character like robot, like a mecha kind of design. You simply stack a lot of objects on top of another objects, building details that way. It's unusual. I mean, it's not like using extrusion or inset or whatever. It's not like the typical modeling, because in the end they are all just a bunch of objects on top of each other. However, it's also like some kind of like a valid modeling tools, because you can always use things like remesh. I don't know what type of modeling this is. It's almost like Lego Play-Doh. So you're building objects on top of it, just placing objects on top of another objects. You're not limited on the topology. You don't think about the topology. You're simply putting all kind of 3D block shapes and geometry together, and you will get a certain design. It's not like the standard polygon modeling, and it's not like sculpting yet, and it's not like a CAD. AutoCAD. With AutoCAD, you do draw shapes and then you put everything together and giving a bevel. But with this, it's much simpler, I think. So alright, so that's how you do it using SphereChalk nodes. Hopefully you find it useful and you know what to think. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.